Character of the Week. It's Women's History Month. Today's Character Week is Sarah Bazzini, better known as the Witchblade. Sarah is in possession of a magical gauntlet, or wrist bracelet, depending on how it looks, whatever. That's known as the Witchblade. The Witchblade's powers fluctuate between whatever mystical act they need to do, but mainly supernatural powers. It's body armor, so there's invulnerability with it, or non-invulnerability, energy projection, hellfire. It can turn into a weapon itself, like a blade. Whatever the writer wants it to do, because pretty much magic is its only limit or imagination. The Witchblade is the offspring or the result of the truce between two mystical entities known as the Angelus and the Darkness. The main antagonist for Witchblade is a guy named Kenneth Irons, who's an entrepreneur and a businessman, and all the 90s trope for bad guys, ponytail and everything. He discovered the Witchblade and was trying to get possession of it. He actually did end up getting possession of it, and it took his arm away. I guess you could say it cost him an arm and a leg. Turns out that he's some sort of immortal knight from the Crusades who drank from the Holy Grail, which gives him healing factor, which is kind of like how it slows his aging down. Fighting criminals and demons alike with the Witchblade, Sarah was able to solve crimes as a cop and as a superhero. Because comics. Eventually the two worlds collide, and she had to resign as a police officer when one of her superiors found out about her being in possession of the Witchblade. How did you know? You don't wear a mask. The Witchblade was a comic between 1995 up until like 2015. It was actually an imprint from Image Comics known as Top Cow Comics. It was actually illustrated and helped created it by a guy named Mike Turner. The late Mike Turner is probably one of my artistic influences as a kid growing up. So between how Mike Turner drew women and how Jim Ballant drew women, it's any wonder as a grown man I even know what a woman's anatomy looks like. The Witchblade franchise has spanned a revamp of its own comics in about 2019. It had a early 2000s TV show on TNT starring Yancy Butler. There was supposed to be a live action adaptation movie in like 2009, but that didn't even make it to pre-production. A spin-off of Witchblade is a comic called The Darkness, which is actually one of the parent hosts of Witchblade itself. The host of The Darkness is a guy named Jackie Estacado, who's a mafia hitman, and somehow he's cool or hangs out or teams up with a NYPD homicide detective superhero / offspring. Ew. It has a anime and a manga bearing the same title of it, so yeah, I believe it's a pretty popular franchise. As I said before, the late Mike Turner passed away from cancer, so he's one of the creators of it, so pretty much everything is pretty much as a homage to him. So, we salute you, Witchblade, for your aluminum foil body armor bikini. That doesn't make any sense. How does it protect her? Anyway, back to you guys. Like, share, subscribe.